If you have a question, this is open discussion. Taya thang gumi gumi imini mihi mati mati sapta tata gata samadhya tishtati ati mati pali papam shotani sawa papam nashaya mamam buddha buddha tame umi kumi buddha ketra pari shotani tame ni tame miru shekari sawa akala mitruna warini Buddhi su, Buddhi, Buddha, Tishtrati, Rajantume, Sarva Deva, Same, Asame, Saman, Rahentume, Sawa Buddha, Bodhisattva, Shame, Prashamentume, Sawa Idyapa, Dava, Baya, Daya, Purane, Purayame, Sawa Akshaya, Bitruya, Pertimpase, Sawa Papam, Chankare, Soha. So this mantra is the Buddha taught, the Sutra Buddha taught in India, requested by the Manjushri, Bodhisattva Manjushri. Also, Ananda requests to the Buddha because there's so many untimely death coming. There's people dying because of the disease, people dying because of the environmental destruction, and there are like 9 different type of untimely death. So untimely death mean just because of the sometime certain condition can cause also our death, because when our merit is not really support, then even the small condition can become cause to untimely death. So that is what is untimely death mean. And some even they died young, it cannot call the untimely death because their lifespan is that much. Especially lots of kids, like 1, 2, 3 years dying. Some of those are actually in the past life, they untimely death. So they have still remain the lifespan, like 2, 3 years, 10 years. So then they reborn again and only live that long. So I don't think so. Everyone who die young can call the untimely death. But still there are lots of people, dying because of the environment or some kind of circumstance, condition causing them to death. So that kind of a death can be protected by the recitation of a mantra of Amitabha, Amitayu, Medicine Buddha, and those mantras really help to protect from the untimely death. But there's no mantra, or there's no prayer, or there's no practice that can, totally free you from the death long as you are in the samsara, unless you reach to the nirvana. If you reach to the nirvana, then it's called the deathless state, because you control your own element. Right now, element control to us. Why we cannot control our own element? Because we couldn't control our own mind. So that way, we have to go under the death. This is just natural part of the reality. So if we don't want to die, then we don't have to born. Long as we're born, we die. So that way. But this mantra is I think Ananda requires to the Buddha some mantra, some kind of mantra that can help to, people who are dying from the untimely. So that reason, and Buddha taught this, especially this long mantra of the medicine Buddha.
What are the 9 sudden deaths?
As I said, like people dying from the, like fire, water, and those, there's a list of those, I mean, that's called the accidentally died. Now so there you can call the car accident or so, lots of those accidentally happen, like, I mean, recently in Germany, there many people died, and also like South Africa, like 200 people died with the right kind of protests. So those all is a part of the untimely death. So basically, we die in unnecessary way, Yeah. So those are all is called the untimely death. And sometimes human life is losing for small reasons. So I think those all can be called an untimely death. Okay, Kimbola did Sanjay Mela giving teaching about how to curing disease. This, yes, in the Tibetan, we call the Tibetan medicine is based on the one called the four tantric, kind of like four subjects called the Gyushi. This four subject as a tantric is originally taught by medicine Buddha. So Shakyamuni Buddha repeated this one. So I think that way, yes, medicine Buddha have a teaching on the how to cure the disease, because I think this what called herbal medicine. I think there's not have any kind of disease so far that not really can not really cured by medicine. I think lots of disease, Westerner medicine cannot cure, but I think herbal medicine cure. There, I heard this some research scientists or test one of the Tibetan doctor in America, and when he tests on the like a 9 or 10 mouse or something, I think only one died. Rest is secure from the disease. The Westerner did same disease. They tried to treat them, and all of them died. Something like that I heard. So from there to since then, he became one of the really famous doctor especially in America. Now, so the only problem is Tibetan medicine have some kind of a called some kind of poison. It's called the Nguichu. I don't know what called. I heard in America is not allowed to use even the material you're putting color. So there's some kind of a poison. Okay, some poison, and because of that way, FDA, they're not allowed to use those medicines legally. So otherwise, I think the Tibetan medicine is really helping lots of disease. So those all, what I'm saying is that those all medicine come from this tantra. The tantra is there's a medicine tantra, the text, which is originally taught by medicine Buddha. So that way, yes, there's a cure. Even all those disease, there's a way to cure. Yes, and somebody asked, so what is a Sawaripa? Sawaripa is this based on this called the four tantra. I think sometimes it's called the four tantra. Based on this four tantra and that kind of knowledge to cure. Sawaripa means the knowledge to cure. So that is those knowledge to how to cure those knowledge come from this four tantra. I mean, I saw last year so many interview with the Tibetan people, lots of Tibetan, some from New York, some from Canada. They got COVID, really badly sick. And they didn't go to a hospital. They just under the Tibetan doctor's instruction through the phone, and they took the medicine. They said within the few days they are become really almost normal. So, but this is a problem. Tibetan medicine doesn't have emergency equipment to like a surgery or oxygen and things that you need emergency, those are not there. So that way, as you cannot say just only that one is helpful. So combination of so lots of Tibetan, what we do is say when we have some sickness, first try to take a little bit Western medicine, then immediately take the Tibetan medicine, then it will cure. Like when I had surgery in India, and my blood pressure went so high after the surgery. So then they give me the medicine because mine is within the like few hours it's gone over the 100 to 160 or 70 something, So so they give me medicine for that low. So I took 1 week. Before that medicine is finished, I went to see the Tibetan doctor. So he gave me 1 month medicine. After that, I never need so we do like that. We take some Western medicine to try to control. Once it's become a control, and Tibetan medicine takes, because Tibetan medicine kicking is a little bit hard, not immediately kick like a Western medicine like headache medicine, those immediately kick. So it not happen. But if you gradually take, then it really cure. So because they attack to the source of the disease. So that way, yes, there are lots of way to can say, but I'm not saying it's only Tibetan medicine is the best, So every medicine basically have some different kind of qualities. Like Western is really good for the fast, especially emergency things. And the Tibetan is really good for the long-term taking. So
what Rigpa translates to what?
So I mean the cure. Yeah, curing. Cure. Yeah, cure. Rigpa means the knowledge. Knowledge for the curing. Yeah, heal. Yeah. And here someone asked me, they have a question about the Guru Rinpoche, and also what is the name of the medicine. I think medicine is a best way, is a just randomly using name is not helpful. I think best way is you have to work with a doctor, because every our element label is not same. Each individual have their different element label. Based on that element label, doctor give you the dosage and also different type of medicine. Like in this pandemic time, there's one called the tongue. Tongue is a kind of like you just boil and drink the water. That medicine is really good, but it have so many different type. So they said if you drink too much, this one also can cause other problems. So I think medicine is if somebody is randomly giving you, sometimes it's not really helpful. In Tibet, what happened one time, somebody had a stomach disease, stomach sick, okay, really bad pain. So sometimes when food poison, there's one really heavy medicine. That medicine really help when food poison, pain. So that then a wife thought her husband having food poison, so he gave him that medicine. It's called a kind of like holy medicine. It's more stronger. Then he need to go to hospital because it's not food poison. So when he got to the hospital, and the hospital tried to give him the, that before the surgery, what call this?
Anesthesia.
Yeah, it doesn't work, because what he took the medicine was too strong. So he had to go under surgery without the, with that medicine. So with the pain. So that way, it's just not good to taking medicine just randomly. It's a better follow to the doctor's instruction. I think because medicine also can become a poison if you don't know how to take, and also if that is not really suitable to your body. Every medicine is not same helpful for everyone. So that way, I don't think so. It's helpful for me mentioning here the name. And somebody again asked, how is it true that some very heavy negative karma can be purified in this life by experiencing the sickness and other difficulty? So heavy negative karma cannot purify it by just experiencing sickness or some difficulty in this life, because some difficulty this life and sickness is not enough to paying of those heavy negative karma, but if you purify it, by antidote, if you use a purification like with the full power, then if you purify it, then sometimes you get the sickness that is a sign of a purification. Yeah, without the purification, sickness alone or difficulty alone is not I don't think so it can pay the heavy negative karma. Like somebody did heinous crime, okay? The heinous crime, the result of the heinous crime is not good enough to human suffering. Yeah, human suffering is not much, compared to the lower realm, especially hell beings. So human cannot tolerate that much suffering, because if we get a kind of great suffering, we die. So that way, I don't think so that's good enough. Make sense? By just some suffering or difficulty. But the suffering and difficulty, whatever we experience, can say definitely result of our negative karma. They are a result of the negative karma. So that way, I mean, this cannot say totally yes or no here. Yes, if you purify, then maybe some degree of suffering can pay all there. Like Angulimala. Angulimala, he killed 999 people, but later he really totally renounced and have a regret about fully regret about what he have done, and he really truly practiced Dharma, and he achieved the Arhat. But before he died, that people realized the monk is Angulimala, so they want to take revenge. So everybody beat him. Even he was Arhat, he couldn't do any kind of miracle power. He became like the same as ordinary, and he died with that beat, beat by mob. Yeah. So that kind of a result after your purification, then can say, yes, that is the sign of a purification. But if you haven't done any purification, then that even the sickness or difficult life is not the sign of a purification, because by it alone cannot purify it, all those heavy negative karma. We're talking about the heavy negative karma. Make sense? So. And there's how about the Dharma pill? Is it from him too? This is called the Tsultrim. I'm not sure this is from the medicine Buddhas, but because Tsultrim is also not necessarily creating from the doctor. It's most like, but one thing I can say is in Korean is the same. There's called the 6 medicine herbal. This you may also have to make from those 6. So I think in Korean it's the same, and how to actually make is with the also is have to do with a really serious practice, kind of like a ritual. Those are, I think, similar, but I'm not really sure. This to me is originate from the medicine, what called Tantra, medicine science. Yeah.
Medicinal science.
Yeah, medicinal science. So that is a Suri. I think medicinal science as a Swarikba. So that is I think. So are you vet?
I Ayurveda.
Ayurveda is a Sanskrit. So it's a kind of medicine and science or Ayurveda. So I'm not really sure. It's because most of Tsultrim, this is called a uh, uh, is made by Lama, especially Nyima tradition. From the Nyima tradition comes. So I remember in our monastery, when they met, we invited one really high Lama from Nyima tradition, and have to do that one. And this one is when Tsultrim is one making. Once you start the ritual, until the end, 7 days, you cannot stop the recitation mantra. Have to recite the continue for 24 hours. So this way, I really don't know exactly answer for that, but it's not necessarily made by doctor, the Tsultrim, the blessing pills made by, but it's the same as a medicine, especially when we get a cold. Like half teaspoon boil in the water and cool down and drink that one. That is the best medicine for the cold. So that way, maybe come from the medicine Buddha's Tantra, I don't know, because it's also really, truly, it's a medicine. And here said, Khenpo, purification with the Vajrasattva and 35 Buddha is a way of purification. If we experience some difficulty after that, that is sign of purification. So first one said, for the purification, it's called the power of the remedy. Power of the remedy is you have to use all the opposite of the negative. Yeah, negative karma is come from the negative. So opposite of the negative is all the positive one is become a remedy. So that way, some sutra said building the statue purified. Some sutra said meditating on the emptiness purified. Some sutra said meditating on the loving kindness, compassion can purify it. So yes, any kind of those if we do, it's become a part of the remedy. Not just only recitation of a Vajrasattva or recitation of a 35, confess of the 35 Buddha, not just only that one, but those are strong. Why Vajrasattva is especially we're using for the purification is because of Vajrasattva is the embodiment of all the Buddha, 5 Buddha family. 5 Buddha family can say all the quality put together, it become a Vajrasattva. So that way it's sometimes called the Vajrasattva is called the 6th family. All together family. So that way, Vajrasattva is empowered by all the 10 directions of Buddha and Bodhisattva to purify the sentient beings negative karma. So in the Vajrasattva Tantra said, if you recite 100 syllable with the one single point in mind, if you recite the 100 syllable mantra 100,000, even the heinous crime can purify it. So that way, yes, those are a part of that one. And so that time, if you get a sickness and this and that, that is a yes. If basically, most of Dharma practitioners, they go to a difficult time. You're not going to see any Dharma practitioner have a smooth life. There always some problem comes. So in Tibetan, we believe when we're practicing Dharma, any kind of, whatever difficulty comes as a kind of sign of purification. Because if we have done something in the past life, some degree of experience is we have to experience within this 5 aggregate, within this body, our continuing the body. So some degree is we have to experience it, even you use as a purification. So that reason, even Buddha is become a Buddha, still he had some incident that caused him to become problem, include headache, foot injury, you have to eat food that is really like a dirty, one time. So things like that happen even in Buddha. Those are all the kind of like a finally paying of the karmic debt. So that way, yes, all the Dharma practitioner, when we have a difficulty, sickness, or unpleasant circumstance comes, that is the sign of a purifications. Even we are not the Dharma practitioner, when we have a difficulty, that time actually we are paying our karmic debt. So any kind of problem happen, you have to feel this way. Okay, I have done something in the past, that way I have to go through this challenge, this problem. But I'm glad today I'm paying back. My karmic debt is over. This part of karmic debt is over. So that is it. Even you're not Dharma practitioner, you can think that way, because that is true. Whatever we experiencing at the unpleasant circumstance is a result of the negative karma. So once we experience that unpleasant circumstance, and it's just maybe even not paying completely of that negative karma, but some degree of a negative karma is paying off from that experience. Yeah. So that reason, either way, you're practitioner or not practitioner, I think can say that is a sign of a purification. So that way, in Tibetan, we normally said, evil beings, evil one, evil person who ready to go to the hell, they become really successful. So that way you can see sometimes some people never do any good things to anyone. So selfish, always do bad things, but those people become really successful. And some people try to do all good things, no matter how much try to do good, always come difficulty. So that is a sign as one is a burning all good things. So that way, next life, they have a difficulty to go to the lower one. So somebody is trying to do good things, then they pay off their negative through their own some experience. So this is those practitioner or someone people good heart person, do always a good. And when they have a difficulty, if they had some kind of karma that can go to the hell, then because of they did this good deed, they don't have to go to hell, just experience in this life some difficulty. It's like if you get you get the punishment to capital punishment, but your punishment become a much lighter. You become a what called the life sentence, or life sentence reduced that like a 20 years, 30 years. Yeah. So like this, I mean, there's no punishment, you're not going to find, but it can reduce by your good behavior. Make sense? So that way, yes, you can reduce that, but cannot make that disappear, the consequences. So I'm not sure, Ladia, sometime I experienced sickness and problem with the karma after 35 Buddha's prostration and karma. So both those are question or statement. I don't know. So
she ended it with a question mark.
Yes.
Sometimes I experience sickness and problems. Question.
So I'm not sure you're experiencing this and problem with the, So yes, after the 35 Buddha prostration, I'm sure you're a problem because it makes you tired. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it's, all the physically hardship is paying off. So I think it's the same.
She said it was part of the same question.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes you feel maybe problem, and sometimes may not. So I'm not saying it's all purification. We have to experience the problem. I don't think so. But if there's a problem, then any problem, actually, basically you just think as a, okay, this is my purification. You can look we have, there's one prayer book in the Ngunju Tome Sambos, one prayer. If I'm getting sick, I will be happy. By this sickness to pay on my something there's, I don't remember the page.
It's,
So Khenpo, so it's a state of mind that we are in when we are in that state of suffering that can make the difference of purification or not, correct? So if we are in that state of suffering, we can immediately put the state of mind of rejoicing in the cleansing of the karmic debt that we've accumulated, which then could result in the active conscious purification through that suffering.
Yes, if your state of the mind is a good, that thought, then one thing is that you don't have to go through is a mental torture. Yeah. So because we have a physical problem, sickness. After the physical sickness, then we torture ourselves mentally, continuing with that sickness or problem. Even the physical is gone long time ago, but we keep fresh and alive by mentally. I think that is longer we torture each other, ourselves by that. So if you think as, oh, this is paying my karma, then, I mean, even you physically pain or difficulty, unless mentally you are happy, you're not going, torture through the mentally. So yeah, when you think, anytime you're having difficulty, always I think as okay, this is a part of my purification. And unless you don't have to suffer your mind, even your body is suffering. Body's suffering go really fast, go away. But mind is not go easily. So that way from the beginning to, if you think as okay, this is part of my purification, and mentally you get some sense of joy, actually, sense of relief, can say. Yeah. So that way then it's no longer have a mentally torture. Yeah. So that way just think any kind of problem, think as yes, this is my paying off my native karma. Somebody asked me about the saffron, why we put the saffron. Actually, saffron is a medicine. Saffron is a medicine. Especially it give you kind of cool heat disease is cured by the saffron. So in India, actually, saffron is a more really like a, come from the Kashmir, it's actually more expensive than gold. Really good saffron compared to the, what called the scale. Saffron scale, it's a small part. It's like even there's one box, it's like $70. If you scale, maybe 1 ounce not there. They said, so that is a really good medicine. The rich people, they use cooking rice and lots of things they use in the saffron. So that way we're using for the ritual. So also this is called sometimes it's called the tisa, Tibetan. Tisa means the good perfume, good smell, because it smells really good also, that one. And there's a lot of sickness also purified by that, this saffron. So that way we use this on the water. Yeah, so Tibetan we name as a kurgum. I think it's a Sanskrit original name as a kuku or something, So that's kind of pronunciation a little bit change when language move, the pronunciation change. So maybe. Okay, so I think that much. There's no more questions. So, and our time is also over. So thank you, Ms. Alia, and
You're welcome.
thank you, everyone. Good question, but not so good answer. Danju sem joy Rinpoche, manje banai che kyo che che pa nyam pa mem pa ya kone kondo pe wa sho dada konde dam je je tu sondo sabada yebe jeve tsawande Tata Sinche Danje Nyundo Lana Memba Yanda Bazobe Janju Rinpoche Doba Joje Kingurashe Diya Tashe Nya Tashe Bemba Ta Tsiya Tashe Bemba Jilele Nyize Dato Tashe Dele Sho Tashe Bemba Zale Yung Ngari Jenga Bejo Yun Zambo Lenge Shinga Su Chutu Temba Tabatan Zalen Deva Tashe Zambulin Deoran Zedos, Zaya, Zaya, Suzaya.